Welcome to the Legendarium Green Team. My name is Kyptan, and with me today are my lovely co-hosts, Lord Ash,
Hello, everybody.
Stormrunner,
How's it going?
and Hurinfan.
Hi.
Today we're going to be discussing Perhaps the Stars, chapters 18 through 25. This is the third quarter of the book, and has some lovely chapters, perhaps not my favorites, but we finally get to learn what's been going on. And that's going to be enjoyable talking about.
Of course, I already knew what was going on.
You had some guesses. I'd like to get general first impressions from our newbies first and ask them how much they enjoyed this section.
And Ash is not allowed to say, I told you so.
I mean, I did, though.
Not until after spoilers.
It's true. There's been a large gap between reading this and now recording. I'm still pretty high on these chapters, I think. I was kind of annoyed with some things that were happening. But yeah, so far, like, Perhaps the Stars is, I think, far and away I think it's the most Terra Ignota of the Terra Ignota series. And I think it's the one that's doing the most interesting things. And I think this section is no exception. And yeah, like it honestly, this book has felt like when the series has really gotten going. And yeah, a lot of stuff happens in this for better and for worse. And there was like the one chapter that felt very personal to Dr. Palmer. And
Very much.
yeah, it was very emotionally charged. That was my favorite chapter, but I appreciated that it offered a different perspective to a condition that I personally have not experienced.
I've gotten pretty close, but not that much.
Was this reading. Yeah, okay.
No, I also mostly enjoyed the reading. I think it's long-winded is not the way I would put it, because it's not the series. There isn't. Now maybe I'm also comparing it to other things that I'm reading that have blown recently, but I think it is satisfying to start getting some answers. There are some cool things that happen. I like Ash's comment about the series starting to feel like it's picking up now, or really starting, so to speak. This whole thing kind of makes me like Will to Battle. Like I forget most of that book compared to the other two. So I like so it just feels like
you need to read it again, buddy.
It might be true or not, but that does make it feel like it's not. Yeah, like maybe things could have been rearranged a little bit to get to some of this stuff sooner. But also, this is like the climax, so like obviously it's not.
I'll tell you, rereading the series after this set of chapters is a very different thing.
Yes, yeah. So like this is, we're saying this is where the climax. This isn't necessarily. I can see why you need to do a lot of stuff to get here, like to have all these revelations and such.
So what I'm hearing is that what this series should have been is a duology of Two Like the Lightning fixed with the proper ending and Perhaps the Stars. Storm, do you agree?
I would probably agree with that, yes. I wouldn't disagree. True Like the Lightning is half a book. But
yeah, we all agree at that, but like, do we want to open up the can of worms and how important like length is and structure and all that? Because I was just before recording, I was showing Kip my collection of Japanese published Malazan books. The first 2 books are broken up into 7 separate books.
Oh, God.
What?
Sounds like a terrible decision.
A choice.
The one thing that I will defend about Terra Ignota in comparison is that Two Like the Lightning was released for free on ebook.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I think I paid full price. Sucker that I am.
It was a limited time event, but they did release it to everyone on like the Tor email list for free.
I probably got a lot of people reading it.
That's how they got me.
And I don't know, like I'm happy to pay Dr. Palmer for my experience. I think that clearly a lot of work has gone into each of these books.
Yeah.
I probably disagree with like the structure and the shaping of it, but it's still like very interesting science fiction series, and like I have no regrets about reading it. Yeah, maybe the last 25% of Perhaps the Stars are really going to change my mind, like Lightbringer style.
That would be impressive. Similar subject matter, yeah?
Yeah?
The various ideas of Aristea by those 2 authors are very different things for me. Huron, how did you like this part?
That's fine. I think it's almost as good as the other parts. I don't really have much to say, partially because it was so long ago that I finished reading it, and partially because I've just been thoroughly enjoying my reread of this series, even though I forgot most of it, and so it doesn't stick out as particularly noteworthy compared to the rest, even though I enjoyed the rest. I think my favorite section that we covered was probably the last one that included the Odyssey chapters. But one chapter in here, which I think Ash already mentioned, was also a standout in multiple ways, and I'm sure we'll get to it.
There's a bold act of narrative repetition in that chapter, which I think that the audiobook narrator really delivered on.
I can see how the audiobook would be a better experience actually for this chapter specifically.
On my point of the structure, I just don't know if it's that important other than like pricing for the user.
Structure meaning like what the books are separated into?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I'm talking about like in a more storytelling sense, like how the narrative was constructed rather than necessarily which books were released.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all griped about Two Like Lightning being broken into two separate books.
We have,
Yes.
and this is perhaps the Star third quarter discussion. So maybe at the end, maybe in our final episode, we can talk about Two Like the Lightning's breakup again. But let's table that for now.
If I could have it my way, I think most things would just be in a single omnibus. But having to buy multiple volumes, other than the price, of course, is not really a huge issue for me.
I'm waiting for the day when books can resize themselves on command.
Along for the day when most authors stop using chapters unless they're doing something important with them, which Dr. Palmer is. So props to you, Dr. Palmer.
Yeah, good job. It's not just, okay, new POV, new chapter.
Or often not even new POV, new chapter.
Yeah.
And that's been pretty consistent.
You guys are making me think about the next chapter too much.
Okay.
Which is called No One, by the way.
Yeah, I wonder what the classical antecedents are for that.
I don't know.
I think we're about to find out 9A's identity.
I don't think we're ever going to find out 9A's identity other than what we know already.
Well, we learned a bit more this time.
I think with that, we should conclude our spoiler-free discussion. Everybody seems to have liked it. Yes?
Yeah, I'd say I liked it.
Yeah, cool. Then I'll give a quick synopsis to refresh both our listeners and our panelists' minds about what happened since we've all been on vacation since reading this. In this penultimate quarter of Perhaps the Stars, we finally learn what Gordian has been up to, fighting a propaganda war for an audience of one, showing how distance and time are enemies of good, and how Utopia's plans for the stars must be of secondary concern to their opus magnum of cyber immortality, how they caused the silence, the cars, the theft and release of the oath, flaring nurturism, and more. Infuriated, Mason leaves for the third battle of the Almagest, himself attired in Achilles' armor, killing Ando and dying when Kosala destroys the Almagest, spurring the wrath of Achilles, who lances cities from the sky and teaches the world the recharge time of the Ancile Breaker. The Censor performs another coup, this time taking over the Empire from April 24th to August 26th, before Carlisle Foster yet again saves the day. Upon Anonymous's escape, Jed Mason performs a strike until Felix Faust responds by commandeering the systems of Alexandria to respond to him, which merely takes minutes. Then Anonymous begins the first real peace talks of the war, compelling TM to define limits for their New World Order, before patting themselves on the back for defeating Joyce Faust, and then dreams of Saladin. Then Gordian and Hiveguard attack Alexandria. Bereft of Eureka, our protagonists watch their defenses crumble with alarming swiftness before recognizing the hexes of Thisbe Sanir, who nearly assassinates Jed Mason, but is thwarted mid-monologue by Gibraltar Chagatai. Meanwhile, Kosala taunts Achilles from an ad hoc fortress on the roof, making him land the Alexander like a meteor and do his best Evangelion impression, crushing her body in adamantine hands before Cato and Utopia resurrect her, and Sniper kills Achilles with a weak booth counterbomb arrow before being captured alive.
That was very detailed, thank you.
Pretty thorough.
I think it's about what I needed. Can we have like a quick eulogy for Thisbe Sanir, the character that has been hyped the most by the narrative and has had by far, I think, the least impact to justify this?
Yeah, she doesn't have a lot of wins.
I will totally eulogize this Sanir, the expert of airborne chemical warfare, who decided to only use her skills to cause emotional manipulation.
And failed every time.
And only to people directly within her physical vicinity.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's a passionate, considerate, personal killer, which is what you need in order to not be a harbinger, right? She may be using chemical warfare, but she hasn't mass produced it or mass dispersed it. She hasn't loaded it with directly lethal payloads. Her delivery mechanisms clearly work even through gas masks. She's done a lot of scientific work, though how much was Cato, who knows. She's a terror. She's an absolute terror, or should be, if she had been less self-centered and monomaniacal and wanted to fulfill her archetype as a witch.
And it broke credulity for me for her hexes to work like they do here, especially like just totally paralyzing hundreds of people who are highly trained, highly
Why?
professional. Because
You can't stop your neurotransmitters.
But the thing that got Chagatai to to be immune to it was not having seen movies for 10 years. If this is all movie magic, then I don't know, like I've never been affected enough by a movie that hearing an audio cue or seeing a visual like incapacitated me. I don't know. I guess that the movies in Terra Ignota are like orders of magnitude more compelling. But then why isn't
They
everyone
are.
just watching movies the whole time?
I think the majority of the world is.
So, yeah,
Maybe that's why they're only working 20 hours. Like they're just watching movies, and that's why they don't impact the plot very much as a whole.
Yeah.
Maybe I misread it, or maybe I interpreted it differently. But I took that to understand that she was actually just working her literal, well, not literal, working her magic through the movies and kind of infected anybody who watched it, so that they would be more susceptible to her.
Maybe it's a Bridger thing. Maybe Bridger was like, "Oh, the smells are so compelling."
No, I really don't think this requires Bridger magic to work. I think that Thisbe used the language of movies and then just intensified it and weaponized it way beyond its normal commercial use. And she built delivery systems which would either penetrate through gas masks or directly affect the skin and then really lock in those movie responses. And her
So
choice to do so in the language of movies was deliberate and not required.
I think that I would have an easier time buying this if it was more of the like subtle unconscious manipulations rather than like a full frontal assault like it is in this chapter specifically. Like it's I think it's more believable in the will to battle when Mycroft is kind of just like gets carried away and doesn't realize what's happening. But we do realize basically what's happening here, right? And yeah, like it's like very highly trained, highly disciplined people as just like totally incompetent, like totally paralyzed. It's a step too far for me.
Humans are machines.
didn't Carlisle she basically it was like a brute force attack on Carlisle, right?
Yeah.
To try to make him kill himself or herself.
To make him kill himself, but also to paralyze him. And even though she wasn't targeting the soldier men who were like hiding in the bushes nearby, they were still paralyzed. And a paralytic, come on, there's millions of them.
I don't know. I like my interpretation better.
If it's more than olfactory stuff, then I am more sympathetic. What I think it's saying is that it's mostly like it's just olfactory though, right?
I don't think so because the gas masks were completely ineffective.
Okay, yeah, maybe it's other chemicals as well.
Either she had something that bypasses the gas mask's filtration systems, or she has something that affects the skin and goes and uses that as a delivery mechanism.
But then why is Chagatai able to like? Okay, Chagatai says the cues wore off after a decade.
Chagatai doesn't have the inbuilt language.
Chagatai does have the inbuilt language, or it did, like because Chagatai hasn't
Chagatai
watched a movie in
used
10
to.
years.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
So
because
I think
Chagatai has been poisoned by her magic the past 10 years.
The grammar and syntax of the movies doesn't work anymore.
I think I would have preferred if a Chagatai was just like, I don't have a sense of smell. And that could have been foreshadowed into like the lightning. You're like, I cook all these things, but yet I cannot smell them. How tragic. And then Mycroft could have been like, oh, woe is Chagatai, the most virtuous of servants.
He wouldn't be that brief, but
No, he wouldn't. You
Mm.
know, I don't want to take over the podcast with this.
Yeah, no. What was Chagatai's excuse? The protagonist of every piece of fiction is man, and the antagonist is God.
Oh, like in that into like the lightning, or
Yeah, that's what TM said to them, and that's what made them stop being able to watch any piece of fiction.
yeah, that sounds right.
Come on, it's not Bridger magic, it's Jed magic that protected Chagatai.
Yeah. Jed magic cancels out Bridger magic.
I mean, it sure seemed to.
Yeah.
I have certainly, obviously, largely been annoyed by Bridger's magic, but I do think that at least in this book, his relics, so to speak, have presented like an effective plot way, or have made this series more interesting. A lot of it's how like the Gordians and the Utopians could conceivably accomplish their goals. So it makes the stakes feel more real because both of their goals are more achievable with Bridger magic. So it doesn't feel like these possibilities that are 100 years in the future, or maybe 100 years, but these possibilities that are not like far flung and maybe they'll happen. It's no, because of the Bridger magic, we have the technology to do this now, which creates some good tension.
The resurrection potion. I mean, most of his relics, I think, are just MacGuffins, right?
Yes.
The crystal ball source seems useful.
Crystal ball has been useful. The resurrection potions have been useful. The magic wands, I don't think will come into play because it would just be nonsense at this point. You know, they just wave a magic
They
wand.
haven't yet.
Yeah, maybe they will show up, and then Mycroft will will expound on how magic is just a society's cultural biases coming into play.
Maybe Utopia is going to wave a magic wand at the end and Gordian will be defeated.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, I mean, Utopia still has the magic wands, right?
Yeah.
Gordian kind of deserves it, right?
But back on Thisbe, I do think that Thisbe deserves credit for using her arts not in a way that would have her labeled as a harbinger adept. And maybe that was purely out of a sense of self-preservation. She felt like if she went for the mass chemical lethal gas effect, she might be rounded up by Utopia like the rest. But maybe it's because she has some sort of inbuilt sense of morality and she truly desires a more peaceful world where someone who kills knows who they are killing.
I think that the real reason is that Utopia correctly didn't think of her as a threat.
I think you're really stretching Cordelia with the Thisbe has a moral obligation or moral sense of duty or morals.
The podcast listeners couldn't see my smile during that sentence, but I think we've said enough about Thisbe Sanir, and now she's dead. Murdered red-handed in the middle of an assassination attempt that it didn't work because she monologued. Would have totally worked otherwise.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Until someone resurrected them.
I mean, I guess Thisbe's quest in this series has been to make people take her seriously, and every time she's failed. And then at the end now, there's like, oh, finally, I get my credit. Everyone will see what a beautiful madman I am.
No, people took her seriously. They tried to get her out of prison and then recruit her help. I'd say that's taking her
Off
seriously.
screen doesn't count.
Clearly, Gordian recruited her.
No, that was on screen. We saw that. They went and go talk to her.
Gordian does not want their brainwash stem to die. So they picked an assassin who would not work.
It's like that's a good play, yeah. Felix Faust is like, can you name me a color? And then she said, cerulean. He's like, you're not gonna succeed.
Going back to the more effective architects, should we talk about the censors coup?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, sure.
They're like third at least.
pretty brutal.
They
At
can't
least,
keep
like,
getting away with this.
Yeah.
Pretty effective.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty effective, and that sucks.
Until it wasn't. Until the goat Carlisle saved him.
The goat. Ash's
The
face
goat.
right now.
yeah.
Hey, no, Carlisle has come from behind for me this book. Carlisle has done things. I'm very happy about that. Carlisle has not done a lot of complaining. Yeah, I'm pro Carlisle now. I'm a Carlisle fan.
I'm a Carlisle
Right.
stan.
That's gonna be a drop now.
A slow clap.
Carlisle books 1 to 3 still sucks though. I will stand by that.
I think their transformation would be less effective otherwise.
Maybe.
I agree. Think there'll be a good next Anonymous?
Anyone's
Oh,
better than
right.
9A.
Also, like, how many anonymouses have we had in this series so far? Like,
We went from 7th to 10th.
okay, yeah. So
I mean, it really does not
Hmm.
feel impressive at all for Carlisle
When
to
you-
have guessed because everybody in the world knows this point.
I got a question. So, like, when you're anonymous and you meet a Brillis, do you just have to like announce that you're anonymous, like before you do anything?
If you meet a good one,
Yeah.
It's like I'm anonymous. Don't guess, and then you could have a conversation.
There's just like a rule written in for anonymous where it's just like, if guessed by a Brillis, doesn't count.
Well, it seems like they don't want to be anonymous anyway. So, or at least Felix doesn't.
Yeah, wasn't there was something earlier? I think they had revealed themselves to someone, and someone was like, "Oh, well, it would have been awkward if I would have tried to guess or something like because they like knew."
Felix.
Oh, it was Felix. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I think the position of the anonymous is far too public for any Gordian to want to engage in, right?
I don't know about
Oh,
that.
It's just too obvious.
I mean,
They're very shadow throny.
I think that the only defense that we can think of for the safety of anonymous past Gordian's influence is the fact that most anonymous probably aren't pouncing around in servicers' uniforms in the Sanctum Sanctorum.
But Vivian was like the censor the entire time, right? And like a
Yes.
public-facing individual, and
Well, that's the perfect cover for having an important job, is having an important job.
but like you can't tell me that Felix Faust wouldn't look at Vivian and be like, I don't know, like that something doesn't add up. The time spent does not equate, or the vocal patterns indicate that there is a secret being held, and that secret is ...
That's why it's important that Mycroft and J.E.D.D. Mason guessed who they were.
Maybe, yeah.
Their successor was already in place, and therefore a new one could not be found.
wait. So, yeah, never mind. We're just gonna go in circles with with the successor thing. So, like Mycroft, 9A figured out that it was in Mycroft at some point, but then
While they were shadowing Mycroft, yes.
yeah. So
And Mycroft figured out at some point when they were shadowing Vivian as like potential next censor.
okay. So then
Actually,
Be
no,
the next anonymous. Just spend some time with the current anonymous.
yeah.
Mycroft figured out way early back when they were walking around all of the halls of power and every hive was trying to pick them.
Oh, but okay. Yeah.
And they were deferring their hive choice, making their plan with Saladin to kill the Marty Bash.
Sure. Solid end.
Who? Yeah, Saladin, who is not real,
Saladin.
or I should say, who's not real, who's just Mycroft.
What is real, man?
I mean, Papadelius believes in Saladin. Papadelius thinks it's the only way that explains Mycroft's murder spree.
And then Papadelius also said, I could find absolutely no
Well-
evidence that Saladin ever existed.
Yeah.
Covered in Mycroft Canner's skin.
Yeah.
Like the full body skin graft.
Yeah, which sounds to me like it's just Mycroft.
To me, it feels like it doesn't matter at this point.
It doesn't.
We'll see how you feel about that by the end of the book.
There's some really
Yeah.
interesting stuff with Saladin and Poop. I'm gonna call him Poop Pants.
What?
Who?
Oh,
9A.
yes.
Are you calling
Oh.
9A poop pants? Please don't.
Yeah. It seems fitting to me though.
I mean,
don't make
In one of the
fun
chapters. Yeah. Okay. Should we talk about that chapter?
Yes, we should.
Yeah.
The imprisonment of a person against their will and the ability to call for help, direct contravention of the fourth universal law.
That's an even better reason to call him Poop Pants.
We can call it the censor poop pants. I'm fine with that.
But the censor's cool.
Censor's effective.
Listen,
I like censor. I like good for her.
the censor was convinced that they were following the correct trolley problem path.
Good for them.
Yeah. I think it's a defensible position. Yeah.
I think I agree with the censor, especially if it's the crappy Empire. Yeah, I'm all for taking it down.
I don't think that they're trying to take down the Empire.
They're
They're
just
trying
trying
to
use
control it, which is basically
Yeah.
the same thing. They're making a mockery of the Empire, which is thumbs up for me.
No, I actually no. I think this is like pretty on par for Rome-inspired institutions.
I think that if people inside the Empire, in the events of the book, found out that they were just like being puppeted by the censor, they would be very upset, and their stupid sensibilities would be challenged.
These people are called the Masons. Their whole thing is that there's a secret society behind, like puppeting the real power behind the throne. Like I think that would just be like, well, that's fair game, par for the course. Good job,
Yeah.
Gordian, for being the new Masons.
You're right. Okay. I'm thoroughly convinced. Yeah, she sucks now. Yeah, I don't like Censor at all.
And they got Kinna to resign.
Yeah.
Who?
Oh,
Yeah.
Kinna Semaphoros, the prefect.
Oh, I always pronounce that Cinna.
yeah, Sinnoh's
Yeah.
yeah.
That's a good point.
Huxley going around picking people by random numbers.
I want to comment on the effective style of the chapter in a book where we're not usually that quite close to a character, and especially a character who sucks as much as Poopy Pants. You really feel for you understand their pain, you understand at least a little bit what they're going through, and even if you don't like them, you forge a connection there, and by the end you really, I don't know, I thought it was very effective in making you feel the pain and understanding them a lot better.
You definitely feel the constraint of the hospital bed. You feel the pain of the isolation, the torture, the control, the betrayal, the extremely intimate betrayal.
Yes, yeah. As you're slowly recognizing, like, oh, something's not right here.
The gaslighting.
Yeah,
The gaslighting is the big one, I
yeah,
think.
the gaslighting. Yep, that's probably
The one where it was like, Soo-hyun, I'm sorry. I like the back and forth, Tell Soo-hyun I'm sorry. I didn't mean to snap the other day.
And we only get one half of their conversations. We never hear Soo-hyun's gaslighting. We just hear the response to it. And it's so sad to watch.
And then, yeah, when you find out that it was, and then they're just kind of going along with it. Yeah, that's really good too.
Heartless me, I wasn't as emotionally affected, I think, by this as
Surprise.
Yeah, it's just like, all right, yeah, I get it. Chronicle Tears.
You probably skipped through all of the sniper made it throughs, and you're like, okay, I get the idea. You didn't read each one.
Yeah, I read the first couple and I was like,
I actually skipped through some of those, but yeah.
I skipped through too because, like, I hate Sniper. Like, that's not going to help me.
This is an argument for audiobook.
yeah, sniper the role model.
That part was effective though. The sniper made it through. That was an effective device.
It was. Yes, it was.
I'm shaking my head vigorously.
And how long was the time period?
How long was what?
Months.
It was some months.
It was
that
4
this was
months.
happening.
As I stated in the chat, it was from April 24th to August 26th.
Yeah, so yeah, that is a long time. And especially since like 9A starts a lot more cogent and a lot more put together and then kind of degrades. And that's, that would definitely feel very bad. Especially if you just like, oh, maybe this is forever. Maybe this is just like how I am now. Day after day after day after day after day.
Gorgon wears off. Then why isn't wearing off? Did I get hit by too many?
Am I having
my life now?
Response or like there's the long COVID phenomenon, which I think there's a specific YouTuber who went by the name of Physics Girl who has been kind of bedridden for years at this point with something that seems very similar to this. And it's just kind of like heartbreaking to see someone who's like so full of life at one point and just like cannot speak because it's too much. It requires too much from them. But yeah, hopefully these people get better. Hopefully we find treatments for these kind of conditions. They actually do seem hellish.
Yeah. Which group would you rather turn to for treatments for these conditions? Would you rather turn to Gordian or Utopia?
I actually don't know if Gordian would be able to come up with good solutions because they're not really medical people. They're more brain interface people.
I mean, that's medical.
Their solution is upload you into the Matrix. But
I mean, Utopians objectively have the best doctors, so them.
It's probably Utopians because it seems like the cognition itself that's limited here. Like the work that the brain is doing is too much for it. I actually read a neuroscience paper recently about how the brain can only process 10 bits per second.
I hate that study.
You hate that study?
I hate that study. It's
not
so
study.
wrong.
Okay, you should tell me about that later then.
They pick the weirdest measurements.
They pick a variety of measurements.
They completely discard optical processing.
Yeah, how could you do 10 bits a second when we're seeing stuff and
they also just dismiss people who can type fast. They're like, these do not represent the average human, and therefore they do not count.
I think they're still limited within the order of magnitude, no? People who like stenographers and whatnot.
Let's talk about the book.
Yeah, let's talk about the book. I'll look at it again later.
All right, good chapter. Thumbs up. Really got me to feel for poopy pants.
Ash, how likely is there would be a Quebec-Ontario alliance?
It depends on which point in Canadian history you're talking about. It's not I don't know. It doesn't seem too unlikely to me at this point. Quebec
Kind of
nationalism is not a huge force in the world right now.
Uh,
How about in the Year of Glad?
Pretty high, yeah, yeah, and fair
Okay.
in that case.
How did people feel about JEDD Mason just sitting on the trunk war and not really telling that idea to anybody?
We got the scene in Seven Surrenders.
We did, but clearly they weren't being understood.
Yeah, I mean that's everyone else's fault. I think everyone should have seen Gordian coming.
I do agree that Utopia should have done more.
I get the feeling that JEDD is just like sitting on a lot of things that they don't tell people about, and it's not their responsibility to tell people. Sure, if they'd probably said something, it might raise awareness, and like people, and especially the people reading the book, could understand these things a lot sooner. But it's not like it's their responsibility.
Okay.
I don't think I have particular thoughts on Dad not doing anything, but yeah, I agree. Utopia certainly could have.
I also refuse to accept that like it's one or the other. Although Gordian's arguments for doing their stuff sooner were pretty good.
Yeah, there was a contradiction in Gordian's arguments though, or at least Faust's argument. As
I love watching Faust argue.
Faust is great. I love Faust.
It's fun to read.
Faust probably best character.
Yeah, so a woman destroys space stations, and you say she's the worst person ever, and Faust does it, and you say, "Wow, this guy's awesome."
He's not self-righteous and like hypocritical about it. He's like
Yeah.
totally like, yeah, that's a war crime. Totally, yeah, like fair play to accuse me of that. It's just like, sorry, we have fundamentally incompatible goals, rather than like the Briar Castolas like absolutely insufferable. Like, I'm the most peaceful person on the planet, guys. You guys all need to surrender to me because I'm the one. You're all trying to do war. I'm trying to do peace. Come on,
Dude, just admit it. You hate women.
Invading, yeah.
I hate the Terra Ignota women, specifically Thisbe and Briar Castola. The other ones are good.
How do you feel about Danae?
She's kind of awesome. I love the way she steps up in this chapters.
Like, sure, why not? If you have no one else, then I guess.
We have Carlisle.
Carlisle? Yeah, I like Carlisle.
What gender is Carlisle at this point?
I think that's a private Carlisle, but I would say female.
Yeah, I think female.
Carlisle seemed, I don't know. I'm agnostic on this. Maybe we're not ever going to be given information. Carlisle's gender, probably woman. Carlisle's sex, I don't know. I don't know what the genitalia.
No. We know that Carlisle has a dick.
We do? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Carlisle male then.
Otherwise, Poopy Pants would have mentioned them in their stupid little speech.
That's
Because
stupid.
remember, Carlisle is in the line of inheritance.
For
the Masons.
For stupid European primogeniture rules.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
Oh, never mind. Yeah. With the whole, it's not one or the other thing with the Gordians and the Utopians. It's not, but it kind of it is because they're making it one or the other.
Yeah.
Like where Faust at least is saying,
But Earth has limited resources.
yeah,
And Faust wants all of them.
Yeah. Like Faust presents it as you don't get any to the Utopians, so it became one or the other.
Yep, your project is stupid.
It's very much the case that the smart people are going to Utopia, so that's fair for Faust to say, you know? If all the smartest and motivated people are going to Utopia and the Gordians get like a few, then yeah, that's a resourcing problem right there.
I think it's the sweaters. I think people don't like sweaters, and they prefer hoodies.
If it was hoodies and like programmer socks, then the Gordians would be set.
I'm literally wearing a sweater.
And I'm wearing a hoodie.
Are great. No, but yeah, his arguments are great, and basically a lot of the stuff I said, last episode.
Yeah, they make sense within the context of the series for sure.
Yeah,
Right.
and
Also, look how fast Utopia was able to resurrect people when they actually tried.
yeah, and not only that, when he calls them out on their BS, he's like, "Okay, if you guys are afraid of the Earth becoming too good a place, then maybe you should reassess your goals."
that's a valid
Yeah.
point. I still don't think that. Yeah, well, actually, prior to like 2 nights ago, I would have said I really don't like the Guardians. I disagree pretty strongly with, or I disagree with the forced, how the Guardians want to force everyone onto it. But then I watched there's a Black Mirror episode I watched a couple of days ago that gets into this concept that made me more sympathetic to parts of it.
Oh, San Junipero.
Yes, but I'm not getting into more of that. But I still don't like it, the Guardians thing, because
Do they want to make it mandatory?
like,
Was that ever part of their
do
thing?
they? Maybe they didn't, and I'm
They
just,
do. They do want to make it
Okay.
mandatory because to not do otherwise would be result in the death of people and their brains. And Gordian is against that. They don't want to enable death in any way.
Yeah, so
I guess they have to have stupid parts of their their way of thinking.
yeah, they do. Unfortunately, the mind uploading thing is to me just kind of like, oh yeah, the brain dies, that person's dead. There's a copy of them existing somewhere, so there's still someone dying, Gordian. But also, I really liked the contradiction in Faust's argument, where initially he's saying, "You utopians, you're working too hard. We can achieve our goals working a modest 20 hours a week." And then later he's like saying, "It is an intolerable thing for people to die. We need to spend all of our resources on this." And it's just like, well, you should maybe work 40 hours a week, Faust, or more.
I love how much Faust does not care about being logically consistent in his views. He only cares about persuading people.
He's just a pure sophist. It's great.
Yep. Yep.
Socrates would like have his head explode at this.
You can't trust a word that comes out of his mouth, and I love it.
No. Yeah. Yeah, pure manipulation. It's great.
he's Snake, but
Count me manipulated.
I mean, Faust is a good name for him. Faust is a really good name for him.
Do you love how he still keeps his like graduate photo up as his voice only picture to try and deceive people? And our gullible protagonist only now realize that.
Yes.
Yeah, everyone's been gullible to him. Not me.
Not you.
yes,
Not
yes,
you.
not
You
you.
get credit for that.
Why
Good
why
job,
do you all
Ash.
keep saying this? Like, it's clear in the text Gordians are up to something. Last episode Ash said, "I think the Gordians are up to something," and you guys like, "Oh man, Ash, you figured it out."
I said it long before that. I said it
Yeah,
long before
he
that.
He did.
He's been
He
on
did.
the-
And
yeah, he
my
did.
best response has been silence.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the terms that 9A is able to extract from JEDD Mason regarding their New World Order? The limits on their undefined plans.
Why didn't someone do this previously?
And actually competent. So good job. I'll call you by your official title, 9A.
or Mason.
Why did no one do this previously? 9A says it's because now they have leverage, but I think they always had leverage. They just never really
like-
tried to use it.
Just like hold a gun to someone's head. It's like, Jed, I'm going to shoot this person if you don't tell me answers to these questions right now.
It's so easy
Trolley
to do
problem.
this.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and then they collapse into a trolley problem, and Leslie Senior is like, "What? This is the guy you're planning your New World Order on? God, rethink this. Rethink this, everyone. Come on."
That's a totally fair point.
I wonder how many of the readers are thinking like that.
The deaths of 1 and 5 billion are all the same. That's idiotic.
And the death of a language is worth like just as much as a single human life or something. Like, no, it was worth more than like so many human lives.
That one I can get on board with.
I
Of a
can't.
single language. That's ridiculous. Languages die literally every single day. Not only that, is it almost impossible to delineate languages between individual humans and groups. And
Languages are the produce of civilization, and they should be respected as such. And in
Yeah.
order for me to respect space elevators, I also have to respect languages.
oh my god.
I respect languages as like a
Explain.
cultural phenomenon, but like Sapir Whorf has been disproven, right?
It can't be disproven.
Superior Wharf is what exactly?
That's a bad hypothesis then.
No, what
Superior-
I mean to say is that it's been proven enough that like all you can do is limit its scope at this point.
I see.
And but proven enough being like, oh yeah, we kind of think about colors in this super idiosyncratic way and are this one really weird culture kind of maybe, but it depends on who's doing the research.
It's like, hey, languages which order their like verbs at the start of the sentence are different in like enable thought patterns that are different from ones that enable their verbs at the end of the sentence. Whatever.
Wait, what is Superior Wharf?
Superior Wharf is the hypothesis that the language that you think in or speak in changes the way that you think.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's more
It's very broad, and all that you can do is limit the scope of its effect.
The strong version of the hypothesis, which was I think Orwell played with it the most in 1984, I think is thoroughly debunked.
Yes. The strong version is that there are thoughts which are completely inaccessible to you if you speak. That every language only enables a certain scope of thought.
If you're interested in the strong version, read Babel 17.
Or Snow Crash, right?
Yeah. A little less so, but yes.
There's also a bit of this in the Book of the New Sun.
Yeah.
And it seems like Gene Wolfe does not think much of the hypothesis there.
Something that's frequently brought up in science fiction is the idea that, oh, your language doesn't have the grammar for time travel.
What?
And I do think it's very hard
Annihilation.
for us to
Arrival.
think of and talk about time travel in meaningful terms without such. Everyone always trips up when they're talking about time travel.
And maybe you get time travel for free if you just speak the right language.
Yeah, right.
Or at least perception of time.
Hey, time might be fake. Who knows?
I think Jed
It might
needs to
be.
talk to some aliens.
Jed does need to talk to aliens.
Do they teach him about distance?
I think he's learned enough languages and he still doesn't understand time. There's probably something wrong with him, which is obvious.
He still doesn't understand location.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, he needs to be taught distance, and he might understand enough languages, but only Mycroft speaks his language.
And
Remember,
9A, sort of.
If
Yeah, I
you
guess
shove
that.
Jed, he forgets where he is and when he is.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. It really shouldn't have Jed in charge.
So back to my original point. I wonder how many readers are actually like on the Jed train. Like they're like, yeah, this is our guy. I'm all for Jed here.
Who is still on the Jed train?
No, I'm not.
9A.
Of the characters.
No. Among us
and of
panelists,
us,
who's on the Jed train?
I'm not. I like.
Yeah, it's really hard to be on the Jed train. Like, theoretically, I would like to be on the Jed train, but the version of Jed that I will need to see to be on the Jed train is not this one. Not the one that, like, actually can't make a compromise unless it's, like, very, like a baby explains to him, you know?
Would you rather have Jed as emperor or Mycroft as emperor?
I feel like Mycroft would probably end up doing a lot of delegating. So, is he?
And which version of Mycroft?
Wow,
This is so hard to choose.
The sad cat Mycroft, of course.
Super
actually,
sad.
Put Mamadal in charge. I think that's
Yeah,
the
that'd be
best
fine.
option.
I'd join the Empire if Mamadal was in charge.
Yeah, I just need nurturing femininity, and you won't have problems or war or hardship.
Cookies for everyone.
you think the Casala should be running the show?
I think that's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, put the woman who shoots rabid dogs in the Emperor's Sure.
Also, Ada Palmer, if you are listening, shame on you for making her Hector. Shame on you. Hector is a hero.
Hector is a lot more sympathetic than Briar Casala.
Hector's the most sympathetic character in that book, period. Hector's great.
I think everyone who hates Agamemnon is sympathetic.
Yeah.
Who is Agamemnon in this? Do we have Agamemnon?
That's a good question. Who is Agamemnon?
Good question. The King of Kings, right?
Is it Joyce?
Joyce? It's probably Joyce.
I think it's probably Joyce.
Okay, yeah. Well, I hate Joyce. Why? I don't feel a fiery hatred for Joyce like I do for Agamemnon. But yeah, Joyce sucks. So good enough, I guess.
I was pretty satisfied in this book to finally see the Achilles that I actually understand. But then he had to go and ruin it by like being self-sacrificing and just like going along with it. Be like, I only came down to secure death. Ugh.
Yeah, that was kind of a lame out for Achilles.
Yeah,
So you were happy when he said rage.
that was pretty cool. Yeah, I've been waiting for that actually. The rage was pretty cool too.
But chapter title is called it's Wrath of Achilles, not Rage of Achilles. What's up?
It depends on your translation. Some places use wrath, sometimes use rage.
Okay. Good to know.
But in the text, he does speak rage. The chapter title, sure, wrath. But in dialogue, he says rage.
Like, what a waste is it to have the first non-Jed resurrection to be Briar Kasala? Like, I was just like, please, if just like one person stays dead in this series, why can't it be Briar Kasala? Are we meant to like her? I don't understand.
I don't think we're meant to. Well, I don't think we're meant to like her.
I think we're meant to like her and not put her in power.
I think we're meant to like the cousins, but not her.
Yes.
Except for the nurturists.
I'm so curious as like what Ada Palmer's intentions were with like a lot of these characters in the series. Like, are we like, was she thinking that like she was really cooking with that 9A monologue about how patriarchy was defeated, or?
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay, that's good.
She's like, you're not meant to believe this. You're meant to think that this is stupid because the people that Joyce Faust put in power are still here. They're still doing everything.
And it was like pure accident that all of the people in doing the negotiating happened to be in the positions of power that they were, right? Like 3 people abdicated, 9A is there. Like Mason dies.
These are just the ones we can reach via phone.
I was yeah, like Danae was not supposed to, like, it was supposed to be his, what's his face, evil guy.
Dominic.
Yeah, Dominic, like Leslie, I forget who was supposed to be.
Dominic also doesn't have a dick though, so it wouldn't have worked.
No, I guess, yeah, that's
Also supposed to be Sniper, not Leslie.
true.
Of course, that makes them a man, which makes it so important that they overcome gender.
Yeah.
I could not believe that they included Dominic.
Not consistent.
So what Kip was asking, for the humanists, because like Leslie is the person in the call, but like, did they want?
Leslie is Guardian.
Yeah.
A new title.
Okay. Well, they would have wanted Joyce would have wanted Charge of the Humanists.
Joyce wasn't
Or running that
super. Who Joyce wanted in charge of the Humanists was Ganymede.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Oh, duh. Yeah.
Which, that changed. But Joyce never really cared about Ganymede, which was driven home multiple times.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I don't think Ganymede is really worth caring about.
Wow. I actually cared quite a bit for Ganymede by the end.
Hey,
Oh, yeah?
he was bred to be not cared about. You get a little bit of pity for him.
Sex symbol Ganymede, ruler of nations.
I'm just laughing at Hurin saying Ganymede was bred.
Well, I don't know how else to be. He was created to be not cared about.
There you go. Assembled gene by gene.
I thought it was like they got some mysterious person's genes to be Ganymede.
I thought Joyce like literally just grabbed their DNA and put it together like Lego bricks.
Joyce paid off like numerous families for their genetic heritage. Like, okay, I want this piece of gene from them. I want the blue eyes from them. I want more blue eyes from them. I want
This is how
skin
genetics
tone
works.
from them.
Yeah. Genomes are very simple.
By 2454, yeah. Look, we could assemble. It is possible with current technology to make a designer human. It is not legal or ethical or moral, but it is possible.
Yeah, designer according to certain standards.
In the process, you would make thousands of non-viable embryos and probably grow many of them into fetuses before failing. But you could eventually do it if you cared.
Yeah.
If you're okay with, the mass casualty and trauma of murdering God, I don't want to think about how many embryos you would have to kill.
Because it would be a probabilistic thing.
To get one viable,
about, right?
Yeah.
All of our assembly methods at that level are not precise.
And the extent to which we've linked traits to genes and gene expressions is not high for a lot of things that we care about, right? Like
we care about a lot of things.
We care about a lot of things.
Like,
yeah,
do you care
it'd be
about
easy for things
resistance
like
to HIV? Sure, we could do that. Do you care
That would be
about
simple, right? Relatively.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's pare this down. The important thing is all of the important genes were selected for Ganymede to be not cared about.
That's
You
true.
care about blue eyes? We can absolutely do that.
Very easy. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and then Ganymede was the one that was compared to Napoleon. Come on. I'm still angry about that. There are like 0 traits that they share. Their similarities were that they, at one point, controlled a large section of Europe.
You care about sociopathy? You can absolutely do that.
I can see it. I definitely see it. Actually, can I make a movement to just refer to Ganymede as Napoleon from now on?
You want Ash's head to explode.
Storm?
You know what? Palmer did it first. It's fine. I can't be hurt anymore.
I don't care.
I'm
then.
indifferent here.
So you love that Napoleon's twin is the real power broker of this peace talk, leader of the Homeland faction.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like, I guess like everybody else is dead, so it's just like, well, we have Danae still.
Hey, we got Napoleon but female.
I don't know. I really like that choice. It reminded me of the old Japanese stories of the woman hiding the power behind the throne and manipulating strings. Although at the point everyone else dies and she actually becomes the person in charge, which also kind of reminds me of some old Japanese stories of emperors actually coming into power through similar means. But yeah, I just liked it.
Yeah, she is the peacemaker.
And she has no dick.
And she has no dick. Assembled with that one.
Yeah, but that fact among like others involved in that conversation is how they defeated sexism.
Yeah.
It's all over. We won.
We just needed no dicks in the room while we did it.
Carlisle, high five. Oh wait, you're not allowed. How about you, Dominic? High five. I find that insulting. How dare you?
I think Dominic would make peace in this world. You know,
Okay.
Maybe.
everyone else would be dead. Be
Well,
Dominic
that's
and
also
Jen.
what Jed, yeah.
Oh God, that would be quite the Evangelion allegory.
It would, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Well, there's a much more direct Evangelion metaphor going on here, but
We can talk about that.
The question of Friar Kasala.
no, it was just it's a spoiler for Evangelion, and we already have talked about it. But
Okay.
Nerds.
Not the giant robot. The Alexander.
no. Well, I actually, I guess that's the very literal. That's the much more literal.
So who gets the armor now? Who gets Alexander and who gets to probably Utopia again, eh?
Probably Utopia. Yeah. Well, the Masons, and therefore Utopia.
Yeah.
And no one can pilot it.
Have the Masons conquered Utopia? Have the Utopians conquered Masons? I can't tell at this point.
Yes, is I think
If Utopia had conquered the Masons, the censor couldn't have gotten in control.
That's true.
Oh.
That's true.
Unless it was their plan the whole time.
Yeah, they can just say like, well, we could wash our hands of all this stuff that's happening. Because I mean, what was happening? Was anything bad happening to the Utopians while?
A lot
Yeah?
was
Okay.
bad was happening. Whenever the Masonic forces would try to save a utopian city, they'd always arrive too late.
Gotcha. That's partially on the Utopians.
A genocide of utopians was happening over the 4 months that Suhyun was in control.
How was this happening? The Utopians, like their technology is so much further advanced than everyone else's.
They're scientists, not warriors.
Uh-huh.
They have a civilian militia.
The Brillists.
but they built a.
They have the U-Beasts.
They built the weapon. Well, yeah, the U-Beast and like
They built one sky defense weapon, and it immediately got destroyed.
that's true.
and they still got flack for it by Kasala.
Yes.
Yeah, it was still videotaped.
How dare you?
Also, it was really dumb for Mason to go in that elevator, but that's a whole.
It's plot contrivance. Literal
Yeah.
plot contrivance.
I liked it a lot.
It was a power move. Hey, Kosala, I'm in this elevator. Me and Kato Wakesbooth. If you blow it up, you're going to be blowing up any chance of peace between the cousins and the Masons. And she did it. She,
Yeah, she was like, okay.
followed the rules of holding hostages. You gotta be willing to kill the hostage.
Yeah. Real diplomat.
And then they made 9A the Emperor.
Kasala's
Well,
like the worst
right.
diplomat. I don't know, one of the worst I've ever seen. So unpersuasive, so terrible at reconciling sides.
Yeah, that's like what I will give Faust a lot of credit for in terms of, even though I don't agree with him, he understood that negotiating with people it's a conversation with the person, not always their ideas.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kasala didn't really get that.
I mean, Kosala felt that she was justified in her actions by no one will feel safe if Utopia controls the Almond Jest. It's like,
Yeah.
come on, what kind of argument is that?
So terrible.
Also, is that even true?
Well, I don't know.
Well, I mean, Gordian had been raising all kinds of about like propaganda about Utopia. So yeah,
Kasala also buying into the propaganda, like hook, line, and sinker.
Operation Basketball was a huge success.
That's a very good point. But at the same time, like the people who are actually in charge, like these are the people who took away everyone's weapons so that we couldn't kill each other better.
Yeah, and then Utopia took away all of their best scientists, removing the fiction that any of the rest of the hives actually had a large number of scientists.
Yeah. I think the rest of the hives are just like they just very insecure. It's this insecurity.
That's fair.
And sorry, not just scientists, but anybody who could reasonably be expected to learn how to make a weapon of mass destruction in under 6 months. And that is a low bar.
Like echoes of I'm sorry to invoke this, but echoes of like Nazi Germany losing all of its best physicists. Promptly defect to the United States. Oh, sorry. Now that we don't have any Jewish physicists, we're kind of screwed for these nuclear program we're doing, guys.
Hope that doesn't bite us in the bud.
Yeah, hopefully.
I wonder how much the Psychotaxonomic Institute self-selects out people who are not interested in psychology.
So the Brillis,
Yeah.
Yeah, the Brillis probably have an absolute monopoly on people who want to be psychologists, right?
Yes.
But yeah, there's no way. Like, why would you do anything else or go with any of the other hives?
Because maybe you could be interested in cultural preparations for Mars.
Yeah, of course.
I wonder how many people inside the Brillist are like. We only see the people, the heads of the hives. We don't really see the people below. I wonder how many people are actually like kind of in support of all these like big stupid dreams of the leaders, and how many actually have more nuanced ideas on what they should and should not do.
That's a great question.
I think the majority of Masons are not nearly as zealous as the ones that we see.
Well, I'm
That's
thinking
probably
more
true.
so the Brillists and the Utopians.
Yeah, but there's way more Masons.
The Brillists and the Utopians are like the smallest hives by far, right?
I think most people are probably Mason just because it's an easy choice.
Oh,
Agreed.
choice. Yeah.
Totally agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That seems to be the like.
The Masons are like efficiently run, and you don't have to worry about the succession. It's like not your business, right? So like, hey, you're part of this thing. You don't have to really contribute to it.
You do have to learn Latin, though.
Yeah, but the Latin's a cool language, so that's not even a downside.
It's a cool language, but it is a language, and you don't have to learn anything to join the cousins.
Ugh, yeah. See, the
They're
cousins for
boring.
the real lazy people.
Yeah.
The cousin exists just to help people, and
Yeah.
blame their problems on the Utopians.
I don't believe you at this point.
Are they not the ones running all of the hospitals in the entire war?
They are.
Yeah.
And also sheltering all of the refugees.
Mhm.
Definitely not 9A's hospital though, or the hospital that he is in. But
That's true. Yeah, they're not the Masonic hospitals or the Utopian hospitals.
I think the cousins operate at the only numbers that we get is they operate 39 out of 40 hospitals.
it's an interesting
Yeah.
number.
A little thing about Carlisle, I love this part, was when they saved 9A, they said, "Do you need a warm bath? I brought some thermos. I brought a thermos of soup for you." It's just so motherly. It's wonderful.
Where's the White Law Hospital? That's probably the worst one to go into, isn't it?
Yeah, probably nobody wants to go there. Like,
I'm still not recovering from the fact that they have mandatory stretching exercises that they have to do in accordance with the white laws.
I actually would. That part I would really like.
Character building.
Yeah. No, just stretching is good for you.
Stretching is good for you.
I want an insufferable White Law character.
have you ever seen Japanese radio exercises?
No.
No.
People gather in parks in the morning, sometimes usually just old people and sometimes elementary school kids, but they play it on the radio. They have these exercises. All elementary school kids do it too. It's due to I don't think many companies do it anymore, but some still do.
It's good for communal culture.
Kind of a similar thing in China, right?
I don't know.
I don't know, old people stretching in park. That's what I'm thinking of, like Tai Chi
I
stuff.
imagine Tai Chi for that. But it's healthy and it's communal, so it's nice. But that's what
It's
I'm
good for the
right now.
nation.
It's good to
Yeah, but yeah, the White Laws. I don't know who would. Oh well, I think we talked about this. Like, interesting that we did see that the main White Law character we get was kind of stuck up, and
Desi O'Callaghan.
They have had zero impact on the plot ever since.
yeah,
It's like no one cares about the white laws.
yeah.
Black laws, yeah, they got the cool moments out of the people that don't conform to hives.
Do we who? Yeah, and the gray. We don't really get many gray laws.
Our
stuff,
narrators
we?
do not care for white laws. They love black laws, but
Yeah.
they do not care for white laws.
Fair.
Well, also it helps at least plot wise. Like the Black Laws can, their whole thing is they can do whatever they want outside of. I mean, as long as they're not breaking the as long as they're not breaking the
Black laws.
universal Black Laws and such. Like like the White Laws would not be like allowed to do anything that would not anything but many things that would significantly impact the plot.
Also, like if you start describing white laws, you have to start describing the largest amount of laws in the entire series.
That's fair. It's for like whole compendiums. They cite white laws at each other when they see the other person breaking them.
There's probably some sense of obligation to basically make sure that amongst white laws to make sure all other white laws are always following.
It's like, I'm sorry, family dinners are mandatory 3 times a week.
And then you get into like arguments over like intent. There's probably like a whole religious war going on between the white laws as this story is happening, and that's why we don't see any of them. You have like the Catholic and Protestant white laws.
I do like the idea of white law sailors, though.
Sailors, why?
Yeah, because the seas are a dangerous place, and having white laws on it makes them safer.
That's fair. Yeah.
True.
Which, is kind of the reasoning for Gordian forbidding Utopia from going into space.
Yeah. I mean, it's not necessarily forbidding. It's just don't think that you're getting anywhere with this.
You don't get to do that until we've gotten ours first.
Yeah. Ours is more important. Come on. And like when it comes to what the vast majority of the people in the world of Terra Ignota want, it seems like they would definitely line closer to Gordian than to the Utopian.
Yeah.
Yes.
Make life better on Earth.
Yeah.
A secret cabal who knows better.
So the Utopians suck.
No, well, no, that's kind of what's his face? Oh my gosh! Like Apollo's whole thing is like if left, people would agree with Gordian basically because it's the path of least resistance is kind of his.
I'm gonna make the world crappy so that people will want to leave it and agree with me.
The Gordians are into the noble lie kind of thing, and like the aristocrats at the top controlling everything, and the Utopians are like sort of also that, but like, please, guys, idealistically agree with us.
We just really like space, please.
Space, very cool. You can wear visors. You can have fantasy creatures.
It's really cool.
Us.
You can't breathe up there. It's awesome.
We can tread water now.
I'm sure they have cloaks they can let them breathe.
Yeah. I wonder what the utopian solution to the gravity on Mars is going to be. Just genetic modifications?
It sure seems like they have not embraced centrifuges, so I'm unhappy with them.
That's fair.
Centrifuges are the most boring technology for it, but they are extremely practical and proven.
Yeah.
But I think Utopia doesn't care to do that. I think they want to see the ill effects of microgravity on human beings, and they want to be able to have that data. So they are intentionally making life worse on Mars and on the moon in order to advance science.
Yeah, Tully Marty.
And I'm not sure that's defensible.
That's fair. Yeah, like their whole interaction with Tully Marty, I think, are indefensible. Like the whole thing.
Okay, so now that we have, I think, enough data for this, who do you think bears responsibility for the war? Who started it?
Do we have to pick one person?
I want you to pick one person.
Joyce.
Probably Joyce. Like, is she
one person or one hive?
Well, that's one hive. Maybe the Brill, like one hive. Like I'd maybe say Gordian, but if it's like one person, the Joyce, because both of them are operating at like a higher level, so to speak, in terms of the number of people they're trying to influence.
Okay, can I ask a clarifying question?
Sure.
Is it this war or is it a war? Like, was war like
This war.
this war, Bridger?
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah,
I think realistically, like the attempts at peacemaking would have worked if Bridger hadn't influenced the narrative like he did,
and didn't give us a bunch of relics
That
for
too.
people to fight over.
and didn't sad cat all of the world leaders except for Felix Faust, maybe.
Other than Bridger, though, either the Utopians or Joyce.
Maybe Jed.
No, I don't think Jed, because Jed, I don't really. Jed's been, I don't know, like everyone's really pushing Jed around. Like the extent to which Jed has agency, I think, is very much up for debate.
I think if Jed didn't exist, then the war would have started 20 years ago, and then it would have been a different war.
It's like he's responsible just for existing.
Wait, if it was what?
I think if Jed didn't exist, the war would have started 20 years ago, and it wouldn't have been the same war. It would have been a different war.
Really?
That's
Yeah. So
But Mycroft killed Apollo.
Jed existing is what was like tying the world leaders together, right? Arguably.
Possibly, yes.
yeah,
But also they hadn't reached the magical number point yet.
That's true. Yeah, maybe not 20 years ago. It would have happened.
They reached the magical number point, and they still had the assassin guild killing people to stop small whatever.
Yes.
And
OS was still tying the world together too.
I mean, in this case, it wasn't like Jed that tipped off Martin about the whole thing.
I don't know, how much was Utopia working to make everything worse?
No, it was Casimir Perry who tipped off Martin, who indirectly got Martin sent into the OS bash.
But like there was that interaction with Jed and some people, right? And then I don't know, it's foggy.
Jed gave Martin like a hint,
Yeah.
but Martin was already on the trail.
Okay, if Martin would have found out anyways, then fair enough. I mean, Martin gets so much credit for being the most competent person in the narrative who would solve the problems if he were only there to solve them.
I would say, where is he right now?
Unknown.
Okay.
Unknown, because he would be too effective.
He
So
was on a
yeah.
boat, but we got there too late.
Oh, also, okay, speaking of boats, the entire Wind Waker / Odyssey journey was a hallucination in Mycroft's consciousness.
Probably.
Is that your stance?
Is that what it is? Like, it kind of...
I don't know if we can say that definitively.
Okay.
I think it literally happened.
Okay.
I think it literally happened too.
I think it's
Okay.
more interesting if it later happened.
I think there's only one piece of evidence.
And then, and he was and he was replaced during that journey.
Replaced how?
Before that.
Before,
I think he's
before
sad-catted.
then. Oh, that's right. Before. Okay.
I think Mycroft was sad-catted before the narrative started.
I think Mycroft was sad repeatedly.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
That I would buy that. Probably.
I think that every time Bridger held Mycroft, he got sad-catted.
So, but when did he get the Radvisor skin? Radvisor. Well, like when did he get the when did he get that skin?
Do we know that he got that skin?
Was it? Didn't he? Or I totally misremembering
It's been
this.
theorized. It's been theorized that he got Rescuer skin.
Didn't people see him?
Maybe it was when Utopia gave Mycroft back his limbs after he exploded as a boy child.
Oh, did that? Oh, okay. I didn't know that happened.
Okay, if you think he's sad-catted so many times, do you think Saladin is just the piece of the original Minecraft, like clinging to life inside his psyche?
I think that Mycroft was blown up as a child and his limbs separately reformed as a new personality, Wolverine style, and he's been running around as two separate individuals ever since. Because he was genetically modified by the Emperor.
Yeah. So, like, was he just having sex with himself? Like, was
I think that's fair. Mycroft has been having
Like-
sex with himself the entire story.
Yes.
Linguistically.
I totally agree with that. This Mycroft's narration is masturbation.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to talk about something because where the hell was Mycroft that last chapter? Did anyone else think that the narration was really, really weird that whole last chapter? And you're sitting here and you're saying, who is narrating this? And then we finally, well, I shouldn't say that. It was apparent from like the first sentence that it was apparently from sentence one that it
Caught the
was
Jed
Mycroft.
bug.
But like, we never know it. Mycroft never announces himself as the narrator, even though it's obviously Mycroft. And yet It was 9A, and 9A was last
That's 9A
talking with
narration.
Saladin. No,
That's
it's
9A
Mycroft
narration.
narration.
9A who has been dreaming of Saladin, who has been being asked all sorts of questions and has been devolving much as Mycroft did. 9A post a transcript from a hospital bed is 9A who Jed does not recognize or only partially recognizes when reunited with him.
Wait, so you're saying that chapter was actually narrated by 9A?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm absolutely certain that Mycroft is just taking over 9A's body.
Skin suit.
That's an interesting theory.
Because look, read the chapter. It's obvious it's Mycroft. And then we're getting him talking to Saladin in chapter 4. He's like, hey, are you ready to die for Mycroft? So yeah, Mycroft just killed him and he took over his body. And at one point, I think Achilles comes down. He's like, oh man, you're Mycroft. But he didn't actually say it like that. He's like, oh, does he know? I was like, yeah, that's Mycroft. It's all there. Just trust me. Furthermore, Mycroft is Ulysses. 9A is anonymous. Ulysses is anonymous. I got other notes, but
9A is not Telemachus.
I am. Well, he became his father. Whatever. I'm taking Kip saying that chapter was narrated by 9A as proof.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll find out.
That chapter was definitely narrated by 9A.
Who is Odysseus' wife? That's where we're going next.
Penelope.
Penelope. Sorry, who is Penelope? Yeah.
Oh.
I honestly don't have a good answer to that.
Oh, interesting. Penelope is the world, the society of Terra Ignota. Everyone's the suitor to the society.
Oh, Penelope's Jed.
Penelope's Jed?
No,
Yeah.
Penelope's not Jed.
Penelope's Jed because she's everyone wants her. Everyone is courting her, and they're manipulating her to get what they want from them.
I think Penelope is Apollo.
Apollo is Apollo.
Apollo can be many things. This is not a one-to-one retelling of the Odyssey or of the Iliad.
Are you sure? Because I read the chapter where Sarpedon died, and then and then they got the body and they fought over it, and
then Patroclus ran in with the armor of Achilles and died.
Yeah, I read all that, and then I felt really kind of smart for seeing it, and then Palmer was like, "Oh, did you miss this?"
Yeah.
Yeah, Palmer was not subtle in that one. No, Palmer just held it out. But I think most people do not really have a recollection of Sarpedon from their
It's a really moving scene.
high school.
All right, it's the one time where I actually kind of felt bad for Zeus. Sarpedon is the son of Zeus, and at one point Sarpedon gets killed, and Zeus like really, really wants to go in and save him, but he can't because of his other obligations, and it's kind of a sad scene.
I think the point in the book where I was just like eye rolling the most was when the dog died. It's like that's the one-to-one scene recreation. It's like, oh, my favorite dog, you loyal hound who has stayed like waiting for me all these years until I came home. Ah, alas, the dog saw me and died.
That was one of my favorite scenes.
One of my favorite scenes too, and I teared up and cried.
I read it in the Odyssey already.
No, sad dog scene. It's gonna get me. It's gonna get me.
I get sad when I see Sad Cat.
So you get sad at every character in this book.
Yeah, exactly. Not Joyce. I don't think. Wait, Bridger saw Joyce. Never mind. Bridger also saw 9A, presumably.
Does that make Joyce a tragic figure because Bridger like set her in a self-destructive pattern and she can't be in control of that any longer, and she's sad-catted inside her own mind and can't help but watch all of the people near and dear to her die as she pushes them further and further away?
I'm very curious what an interaction between Felix Faust and Bridger would have looked like.
Did they ever meet?
We don't know who Bridger saw, but we do know that Felix Faust probably never met Bridger. Bridger might have met them.
Yeah, it would be very, very unlikely, I think.
I think Felix Faust would literally have become God if Felix Faust had met Bridger.
Wouldn't that be a different story?
It would be a very different story, I think. Like, honestly, like the perfect ultimate psychologist with the child that can bend reality. Felix Faust manipulates Bridger into godlike powers immediately, like 5 minutes.
He would probably only need to make like one device. He'd be like, I don't know why you guys are all so stuck up on turning a living thing into another living thing. No, we can do this all with inanimate objects.
Oh, the great tragedy of the series is that they never met.
Yep. God, that would be the great tragedy of the series is Bridger dying, right? Bridger could have solved all of the
Yeah,
problems. Instead, he
yeah.
only made them
I got a question. Why is the other mech suit called Diogenes, and why is it built for Mycroft?
because Apollo was probably an Evangelion fan and probably made a mech suit where the person who goes into it like has to kill themselves in order to power the suit.
Okay.
Because Apollo was a melodramatic fool.
Odysseus doesn't die.
Yeah, but Apollo and Mycroft had a personal relationship, and Apollo was probably like, "Oh, hey, it would be really tragic if this was the suit that was like built for my best friend
Okay, why is it called Diogenes?
or like
then?
my mentee."
Because Mycroft liked Diogenes. I think that's literally it.
Okay.
I don't
was
know.
expecting something more interesting.
It's probably like built for someone who can deny all of their like earthly pains in sacrifice of a greater philosophical ideal.
I I don't know if I'd put Diogenes the exemplar for that. Diogenes was the masturbate in the public square guy, which, to be fair, is also Minecraft, but like it was explicitly not like a high-minded thing for him. He's just like, I'm just an animal. I'm just doing animal things.
Also, that's not Odysseus either. Odysseus is just practical. Let's get this war over. I want to go home.
I miss my wife.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe it would have reduced Mycroft's mentality or something. I don't know. Achilles seems certain that it would have a deleterious effect. How do you say that word, by the way? Deleterious?
I say deleterious, but
I also said
Deleterious.
deleterious.
Yeah, deleterious is what I thought.
I just like delete.
I remember when I was initially reading this, I was like, I find it very unfortunate that I'm gonna have to wait a couple like we were supposed to record like the week of when I was reading it. I'm gonna have to wait a week to finish this book. That's so sad. It's like we're at the climax.
Deleterious.
Like a month and a half later.
Achilles was sure it would have a deleterious effect on Mycroft.
Well, I think we did pretty well for not remembering most of this book.
I agree.
Yep.
Oh, I don't think I ever answered who I thought caused the war, and I put the blame for this war firmly on Utopia.
That's also fair, I think. Like that, yeah, they knew it was happening, and they
knew it was happening, and they went forward with their plan anyways. And everything that Felix did afterwards was only a countermeasure.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, but the Brillas still should have probably done something, like tell other people that it was coming.
They should have definitely done other things, but ultimate cause is Utopia just blindly going forward with Apollo's plan. They changed quite a bit of it, I'm sure, but
it's like the Schlieffen plan kind of thing. It's like, well, that they had this mastermind that made this plan, and then some other people came in and they changed the plan because of circumstances, but maybe they made it worse, and also they kind of just got screwed in the end anyways.
Utopia was so focused on it being the smallest, sanest possible war that they just did not plan for any actual. They thought that the rest of the world was going to be unprepared. They thought that the rest of the world was going to take it lying down and conform to their plan. They thought they could plan a war.
Yeah, plan a war. Yeah, that's the.
They thought they could put bounds and scopes on it.
And they also like assumed that like everyone would follow their assigned roles, most notably the cousins. I think it's like, no, yeah, it's not how humans work, especially in times of crisis.
They thought they could plan a war.
Most notably the Gordians.
They tried to tell themselves over and over again that because they were trying to plan it, and that because it will be the least bad that it could be, that what they're doing isn't all that bad.
That is what they tried to do. And the poor little scientists did not prepare. And so they got lynched and murdered and near genocided.
That seems like a common, motif in scientist stories.
Yeah. Well, they got more than they bargained for.
It's almost like all scientists are psychopaths.
And they also got saved by God.
Yeah, it's nice of God to save the scientists.
It was nice of God.
All those atheistic physicists out there probably feeling pretty stupid right about now, eh?
So wait, you're telling us that the nukes that were on their way to wipe us out and all of our future endeavors on Mars and the moon are saved by a giant robot that came out of the imagination of a young boy who may or may not have been God? What? And now you want us to study his relics that he left behind?
I think the last page of this book should be
Do any of the laws hold anymore?
Ada Palmer interviewing somebody and saying, "Who is your god?" Ada Palmer.
The Tobins are like, oh god, this story seems so contrived. What's going on? Oh no, we're trapped in the story.
Why is our entertainment division suddenly getting increased funding? Why is the narratology department put in charge?
Yeah, really, they should have just invested more people in the study of stories, and then they would probably have had better time predicting the war. You know?
Yeah. Honestly, yes.
Not even just stories, but just maybe the Odyssey and the Iliad.
Which also, remember, Utopia leads.
Yeah. Utopia also has all the storytellers.
Like they should have had somebody from day one trying to plot everybody's role in the Iliad and the Odyssey and trying to. I don't know. And even if they do that, would that change the outcome at all, or that would just change everything?
No, I don't think it would change anything. They would be forced into the narrative roles.
Yeah.
I think they could have tried to background as many people as possible and be like, okay, you're not narrative essential. You can be evacuated. Sorry, buddy. You're in charge of the city. You have to go down with the ship.
That sounds like an interesting idea for a novel.
But then Bridger spies on the narrative department with his crystal ball and is like, "Oh, what's going on here?"
Well, you have to have met the people in order to use the crystal ball on them. Remember?
Yeah.
And most of them were probably on the moon.
I love all the limitations that have totally been consistent when applied to Bridger's stuff. Like that scene where it's like,
it's a child's limitations.
Well, yeah. We'll all turn back into plastic dolls after a certain amount of time, unless Bridger touches us, right?
Yep. And they did.
Except for the dog.
Croucher. Is Croucher still alive?
I think so.
I have no idea.
Think so.
Croucher has gotten
can
sad-headed into an amalgamation with Marion Crane, like a chimera.
Yeah, I do wonder how much Bridger's will still lives on in this universe.
I think
not much.
I think so much. I think the whole story.
And on that note, I think we should probably move to final thoughts or end the episode because we've been going everywhere.
Yes. Just like the narrative. So
it always happens.
It's apt.
Or my cross narration.
I really can't wait for you all to read next chapter.
I'm excited to finish the book.
Yeah.
Do you think that this can all wrap up in a satisfying way, given a quarter of the book left?
I think Athena can come down from the heavens and say, "Everybody stop fighting now, please." And then they will.
Okay.
With the kind of story this is and the way that it's set up, I can't imagine me being unsatisfied with really almost any ending.
Yeah, at this point
Isn't it wonderful to have a book that can do that?
Yeah,
it is.
A lot of the revelations and stuff by now, or at least in this last section. So as far as the ending goes, I think I'll be mostly satisfied. Just because, my previous issues is any issues I have with it are not going to be resolved in the last part. But I also don't think that I don't think anything new that's introduced could make it less satisfying of an ending.
What if Felix Faust puts on a cowboy hat and shoots Jed Mason in the face with a revolver?
Are you spoiling the end?
Well played, Faust.
It'd be an interesting twist, given that there really haven't been that many cowboy metaphors. But
okay,
Faust made a Faust pact with himself for that scene.
I think you did bring up a good point. I would be very disappointed if everything is tied neatly into a neat little box, and we find out that this is the way that it should have been, and this is the right way to think about how things went on, and that one person and one group was responsible for the whole thing, and that it could have been resolved for X, Y, and Z. That would be a very unsatisfying ending.
Okay.
I don't think we're getting that.
We're not going to get that, I'm sure. Yeah. Because I think Ada Palmer respects us.
I think what we're going to get is an epilogue from Apollo Mojave. It's saying and this is going to be how the war plays out. Thank you, reader. Be careful.
War is bad.
And then Ando will.
I'm glad that Ando's dead. Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know. He seemed like a problem causer. It seemed like he didn't do anything harmonious for the series.
Okay. I have no strong feelings for Hondo one way or the other.
Yeah, I don't really care.
Do we think that the reason that the Utopians weren't able to effectively use their satellite maneuvers that they called Faust packs is because Felix Faust was saying, "Sorry, I don't accept this bargain."
That Faust is really Bridger's opposite, or not opposite, but a different type of Bridger.
I think it was because Faust allowed all of those Faust pacts until he didn't.
Until he
And I
didn't.
think that Faust had the ability to wipe out all of the satellites at any moment and chose not to give the Utopians a false sense of security and control.
He's a nice guy.
Does that make Faust Mephistopheles?
I don't know.
I think it does. I think it does a little bit.
I also the scene with Faust felt very. It felt like, I mean, his name is Faust. It felt like biblical when he was talking to Jed Mason. You know, it's like, you, my son, you can rule the whole world if you but bow at my feet.
Yep. Come on, join me in my techno utopia. We can finally do it.
We can make this world a paradise, sir. You can have dominion over the whole earth.
And I personally might not have to die.
Yeah.
Do you think there's any self-involvement or self-gain to Faust's sudden push for world dominion? Do you think that he's hoping that he won't have to die if this goes through?
I think that Faust is probably a principled enough guy. I think he would sacrifice himself for his vision.
Yeah,
At least he's convinced me of that much.
I would probably
Okay.
agree with that.
He's a good headmaster.
Yeah. He's a nice guy. A nice soothing German.
Yeah, you should just hand him the keys of the world. He means well.
He's totally convinced me.
He's convinced himself.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us. This has been an episode of the Legendarium Green Team. The regular Terra Ignota crew almost done. Almost ready.
Yeah.
And thank you, Craig, for loaning us this corner of your media empire. And thank you, Horizon Brave, for getting this all started. And thank you, Jingle Punks, for your song Galactic Damages, which we use as our intro and outro music to hour-long ramblings. It's been a blast, guys. I can't wait to finish this up with you.
Me neither.
Excited.
See you next one.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.